Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
How are you?
Which character am I with today?
Ari Fontini.
Like a godfather?
Ari Fontini.
You're doing one of these. You're freaking me out.
Why?
Because I never know what energy to come at you
I don't
with.
know.
I'm really never sure
I'm defending myself from
who
you.
I'm going to get.
Namaste. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Sheena Interrupted.
I'm Ari Fontini.
I'm not sure what's happening. As you come to understand, is pretty normal around here. I come with a plan, and Ari Fontini comes here to
You had no
disrupt.
plan.
I did have a
I can
plan.
see you have no plan.
No one's going to be able to hear you. You were just
I
complaining
have
to
no
me.
plan.
You were just complaining
I'm
to
Ari
me
Fontini.
about how terrible the sound
The
was.
microphone was so high, so I created a character that cannot speak. But did you fix the microphone?
Yes, I did fix the
I
microphone.
can speak normal.
You are
I can sit normal.
Yes, you can sit normal. You could speak normally. You could, whatever it is that's happening right now, you could just stop it right
I
now.
like Ari Fontini.
I'm not sure I like
I want to
that.
keep a record of all these people that show up when it's time to do an episode.
How come you stopped telling everybody that this was the #1 episode that they're listening to right now?
No, you said it wrong.
What are the words?
Welcome back to the #1 podcast you're listening to right now.
Oh,
Not
podcast.
episode.
Got it,
Who
got it.
cares about the episode?
Everybody cares
the
about the
podcast
episode.
that
You
they
know,
care
everyone
about.
really loved your last week's episode.
Ari Fontini?
Nope.
Which one?
The one that you did for my birthday.
They love it when I give the children chocolate to speak their words.
Yeah.
They like that.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of positive reinforcement goes a long way.
Yes, it's true.
Oh,
Yes.
I should have given you chocolate yesterday.
Why?
Positive reinforcement.
For what?
Eh. Can't
So-
say.
Stop it.
Aren't you blushing?
Stop. Stop making
put
me
the zipper up.
uncomfortable. I will.
Yeah.
Stop making me uncomfortable.
There you go.
We haven't been together.
I'm looking at my screen and there's a painting on the wall of a little home.
Oh, you saw my home.
What is that?
We're
Why is
gonna-
there a drawing of a home on the wall?
Because we're
in paint?
painting the studio. You know
One
how I say
cartoon
sometimes...
character at a time?
No, you know how I say that every week I want to just be 1% better?
Oh, so this room, this is you painted at 1%?
No, I'm testing out paint samples.
99 more days, the room will be done, folks.
So I have different colors on the wall. And then I painted that one because I needed to see it on the brown.
Yeah,
and
why
then I
didn't you do it
realized that it
over
would
there?
be in your shot. So I just gave you a little something fun to look at. We definitely need to upgrade this production.
Yeah.
And we're working on it.
We have microphones.
We
They're
do.
nude, but at least we have microphones.
I know I've been looking for those microphone
Have
diapers.
you really?
Yes.
Why?
Because we need microphone diapers.
Everyone knows what they're watching.
Which is?
Sheena Interrupted. I can say it. You can't.
Oh.
I'm your host, Ari Fontini. Imagine other podcasts was like, hey, can I get Ari Fontini on my show?
You think they'd hire you after listening to this?
Ari Fontini would be booked solid if Ari Fontini went to do other podcasts.
Yeah, but do you think after hearing this that they would...
Ari Fontini doesn't travel. But if you want me on Zoom, let me know.
You know you're not
I will walk out.
actually...
Bring my walker. I'm leaving. Charge my chair.
I don't like it when you don't have a
Oh,
plan.
okay.
What?
I see what you're sending.
It's hot.
I see what you're dropping.
My zipper
Zipper.
of my top?
Is this what happens? You go to New York for a few days, you come back like this, playing with zippers?
So we haven't been together for...
We're in a long distance relationship. We've already explained this to the people. So we finally got a chance to be together.
It really does. It really feels like we're in a long
We
distance
are.
relationship.
We haven't been together.
For more than like 5 days in a
We've
row.
been apart in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We've been apart for 4 of them.
Yeah.
I've explained to you.
Yeah. I
Like
actually
I brought
I'm
you a
starting
gift.
to
I brought you
believe
chocolate.
I'm starting to believe you that we're in a long distance
You're leaving
relationship.
again.
I am leaving.
Next week. So
Like in a day, in 24 hours, I'm
which
leaving.
is- when you're gone,
Yeah.
you're gone for half the week.
Yeah.
So it'll be
You
week
use
7.
you use these things like
Yeah,
just
rounding.
rounding to just heighten your to exaggerate
for
your
everyone,
point.
for our benefit, because we equally share in the benefit of the outcome of this podcast.
Okay.
You want to say, oh, I'm going for 2 days, I'll be back? Go ahead. Go ahead, tell them. Tell them the whole thing's a sham.
It's not a sham.
She's just going to I go to work. That's what it is. We're in a long distance relationship because I travel to the city to go to the office. And sometimes she falls asleep before I get home. Sorry we created this whole thing. There, it's out.
No,
I'm never coming back to this show.
I'm actually leaving the state.
On a jet plane?
Yeah, I'm leaving on a jet
Do you know
plane.
when you'll be back again?
I don't.
So then, it's long distance. Like things change. I
Okay,
come
but-
home, my Peloton's moved. There's a new mirror there. You've thrown my things on the side of the road practically, on the side of the room.
I did not put anything on the road.
When I left,
Yeah.
there was a bike
Yeah.
in the corner.
Yeah.
I sat there. I pretended I was pedaling very far, even though I didn't move.
Okay.
I came home.
I moved it like 6 inches.
You moved it
Okay, maybe
in
not.
a way that the
12
plug
inches?
didn't even fit anymore.
You just-
You just abandoned the bicycle on the side. You put half of it on the carpet, half on the floor. So if I pedaled Tato like this, I started pedaling. I thought I was going to fall off a stationary bike. You didn't even notice you did that because you don't ride. But people
did
don't ride like
notice.
this sideways on their
I
Pelotons.
didn't notice.
You know I have sciatica? I'm going to be like, Harry Fontini. I'm going to be in an electric thing to move around. So I had to move the bike to another stable location.
That was a terrible location.
It was not even... You broke my Wi-Fi. I don't know what you did. I turned it on. The bike thought it was in Singapore. It was so confused. Now I know why. I just figured it out.
Why?
It was riding crooked. The whole thing got confused. And then you're saying it's a horrible location because I put it...
You put it in front of my mirror.
You have 3 mirrors in the room. There's
It's
one of you.
irrelevant.
All your personalities don't need their own mirrors. You have one in the corner,
think
you
you
use
do.
it. Every time I leave, I come home, something has changed.
Yes.
My Peloton moved.
Yeah.
It was speaking in a different language. It painted over the house.
Yeah.
So that's what people do in long distance relationships. You come back, you're like, oh, I like your place. What if, oh, new sofa. Very nice. That's what I'm doing. Then you're leaving, you'll come back and you'll be like, oh, wow, this is really nice. What's different? I'll be like, oh, your mirror. I put it in the basement. I put my Peloton back in the corner.
Are you going to do
Of
that?
course. It's so much easier to move the mirror than the Peloton.
Do you have plans to make any changes?
I just told you my one plan.
Or to throw my mirror downstairs?
No, I'm not throwing it. It's so expensive. I saw the receipt. I'm carrying it carefully. I might even wear gloves.
Are you really going to? Don't do that.
What?
Don't put my mirror downstairs.
Why?
Because I like it where it is.
Okay, so then I'll leave it there.
Thank you.
Then you leave my bike where it is.
I think I want to bring the bike downstairs.
Okay, bring it.
Okay. Can you help me?
No, you don't even live here. You're that guest that shows up and redecorates the people's house and then leaves. I hate those guests. They come, oh, you know what you need? You need to put this here. I'm like, okay, thank you. Appreciate please
That's me?
submit your feedback form and put it in this
That's
box.
me.
Huh?
You're saying that's me.
Yeah.
You
this week.
You spent 3 weeks in a different country.
Yeah, that's why I didn't give you anything feedback on what to do with your house.
Okay.
I had so many things to say.
Okay, look what.
Like, I can't believe these people live like this.
I did so much when you were gone.
What did you do?
I cleaned out the closet.
Your closet, I can't tell. I don't know the difference.
Oh, I cleaned out some of your stuff too.
That I maybe should know, but I didn't notice. So that's good. You did well.
I cleaned out the art room. Did you hear about my September
we?
challenge?
Yeah, were you just throwing away things you should have never bought in the first place?
No, that's not true. That's not what my September challenge is.
NWT.
NW?
T.
What is that?
New with tags.
I
Definitely some NWTs that
I
got
didn't
chucked out.
I didn't donate those. I actually gave those to my mom. I didn't throw them out. I didn't donate them.
Doesn't change the fact that you bought something and never used it. Doesn't matter who you gave it
But
to.
sometimes I didn't buy them. They were gifted to me.
Oh, like that.
And they didn't fit. Like that. I don't think
GWT.
I don't think that I bought anything and left it on with the tags. I think I was gifted it and then they didn't fit me or wasn't my style, and so I kept it for somebody that I thought would use it.
I definitely have stuff I bought that I've never worn.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Get
what?
excited. You go into a shop, it's like 20% off if you buy one,
Yeah.
40% off if you buy two, 60% off if you buy three.
And then you buy 3?
And I'm like, I'll buy 6 and you pay me $12. And they're like, I don't think I can do that. I said, okay, well then give me this one for free. And they're like, fine, sir, just take it. Math confuses people.
You've done that?
Yeah. Remember those? That's why I have those orange and red pants that I've never worn.
I thought that's why you had those shiny black pants from like 1992.
No, because they were free. I
Those-
wore those from 92 to 98 almost every weekend. Those are not new with tags at all. Those are amazing.
Did you really wear them every
Of
single
course.
weekend?
Are we talking about the same pants? The Versace pants? There's still murals about those pants in Montreal.
Really?
Yeah.
You
from
wore
the
them to
90s. They're
work
these are
every
amazing.
weekend?
Not to work. What are you talking about, bro? Back in the day, we were partying in the clubs. I wore them to the clubs. They're amazing. They're shiny. If someone drops something on you, you could wipe them. They're amazing.
Okay. And you still want to hold on to them?
I'm keeping those because they're going to go in a museum one day. Actually, I'm keeping them because I think our kid's going to be able to fit in them soon enough.
I don't think he's going to think they're cool.
Where are you going to get
Shiny Versace
30-year-old Versace pants? Like people, you go into some sort of a
Like thrift shop situation.
Not thrift.
Vintage.
You go into a vintage shop, people pay $600, $700, $800 for these.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I'm not getting rid of them is
Yeah.
because I think some of these pieces we have,
Mm-hmm.
you just can't get them anywhere in the world. So might as well give our kids the chance to try it. And if they don't want it, then I'll put it up somewhere, I guess. I won't wear it again because I don't think it'll fit me again.
Mm-hmm.
But for Imagine Jay and Zara, they have these things that we have that we've kept for this whole time.
Yeah.
I never had
Anybody give you
anything like that from any of my parents. You,
You know-
probably have from your mom, like maybe
I
jewelry.
do have a couple
or
of
some-
tops,
yeah,
and I
you've
do
had
have some
stuff.
jewelry from my mom. But actually, I was thinking about this a few weeks ago. My grandmother had this extensive collection of sunglasses.
Yeah.
And I wasn't into sunglasses back when we were going through her stuff after she passed. And they took out all of the sunglasses. They took out all these accessories. They took out some of her clothes. There were bell bottoms in there. There were aviators in there. And I just said, no, I don't want them. I don't want them. And I was too young to realize. And nobody said we should hold on to these.
Yeah.
And then maybe 4 or 5 years later was when I hit that point in my life where I was like, why didn't we keep those
Yeah.
things? And now even more, I wish I had, her vintage
Yeah. And think about it.
sunglasses and jewelry pieces.
Yeah.
And,
And it's so much more than something vintage that you bought in the
oh
store.
yeah, because
like,
it belonged to somebody
Yeah.
that you were very, very close
those
to.
two.
And fond
So
of.
that's why I'm keeping my pants.
You know what I ended up keeping of hers? I ended up keeping this tiny little fountain pen because I thought it was cool.
Was
It
that the
was-
one she stabbed the man in the park with?
No.
Oh, that's why they hid that for so long. It was a weapon.
It was this small little, must have been like 2 inches high. It had a screw on top and it was a fountain pen. And every time I tried to use it, I got
just
ink
ink
all over
everywhere?
my hands. And then I put it somewhere and I don't actually know what happened with it. I lost that fountain pen. But that's the only thing I kept of hers when we cleaned out her closet.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of devastated that we didn't think about holding on to other things.
It's okay if you keep stuff. It's also okay if you let it go.
Yeah.
So there's no need to be devastated.
Can I tell you guys on a different, like a completely separate but also funny note, something that we found after my grandfather passed?
Oh, can I tell that one? We didn't know what to do. We're very confused. He lived a
really
very
good life.
good life.
Yeah.
A healthy life.
Yeah.
He's the healthiest.
He was
He's
definitely the healthiest 93
person of that age.
Yeah.
But he did yoga every day. He would spend an hour on weekends if he had access to a hot tub.
Do
he'd
you
go to
know
a
what
hot
he
tub.
used to do?
Yeah, hot tub,
He
sauna,
would
oil.
give himself one of those like hammam massages where he would like peel off all of his dead skin. If you actually touched his arm,
Yeah.
it was so soft. And then he would peel off the skin and then he would put oil all
Yeah.
over that same skin, like baby oil, Johnson's baby oil.
Yeah. He was
If
very,
you actually
very
sat
healthy.
in the tub after my grandfather had
You'd
been there,
slip in.
you'd fall from
3
all the
people
oil.
drowned in his tub growing up from baby oil.
It was so slick.
And then the minute you got out, you get smacked in the face with perfume. He just
He did all
he would take care of
the
himself
right things.
in a way that is reflective of Indian culture
Yeah.
and is, I think, growing still on the West, but in his own way. He had yoga. He would eat and drink the right things and not really let this thought of like, oh, okay, I'm older now. Like he would walk everywhere. He would, I still remember when he came to visit us here. Yeah. Our home has, our main bedroom is on the main floor and all the other rooms are upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah.
And
we told him to take our room.
And he wasn't, you know, it was like 80 something at that time. We said, look, it's hard for you to go up the stairs. You take our bedroom and we'll go upstairs.
Mad
and he was like
at us.
so mad.
He was so offended. He's like, are you crazy? I'm going up and down these stairs. It's good for me.
Yeah. I thought he was like, are you crazy? Like, I'm not in need of anything. Like, it's such a matter of pride for him. Yeah. How did we get here? Okay.
You were telling the story of what we found.
For another episode, we can share his last serious request of us. Maybe this is the right episode to share that request.
Today's episode is all about my grandfather and his craziness.
So he was in the hospital.
Wait, tell the story about what we found.
Well, first let's go back to when he's, you know, he was in the hospital.
Okay.
I forget what triggered the...
He fell.
Yeah, he fell.
He fell, so he was 93 years old.
Johnson & Johnson baby oil.
No, he fell like
in the tub.
No.
He slipped. No. He did not slip, I'm joking.
He fell in the hall and he broke his hip.
His hip, yeah.
And he had to be rushed to the hospital and he had to have hip surgery at 93 years old. Yeah,
so that's always a challenge. Yeah. So we were in Boston when this happened. This happened in Montreal. Yeah. We went back to Montreal and
the whole family got together. It was like a really, really nice.
We didn't know, right?
Yeah,
like it was
we had no
scary.
idea.
You didn't know what would happen if he would come out of the surgery. He had to have the surgery, but to do the surgery, you need anesthesia at that age.
And at that age, yeah. So
difficult.
we all got together, like anybody who could, the grandkids, the parents, the siblings, everybody came together. As many of us as we could, we got together and we were all in that hospital with him.
So the hospital, you know, has a room. So he had a room, and like many hospitals, maybe it was a double room, but it was only him in the room and they have that curtain, right, for privacy. Yeah. So he was, you know, he was awake and everything. He was laying down and he was saying, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. So he said, okay. So he says, but alone. So we say, okay. And he says, okay, everyone else go. So now go means what? You just like put this paper curtain around and everyone's literally standing.
No, he thought everybody left.
Yeah, he thought everyone left, but they all just, we
because
just put a curtain like with kids. We're like,
everyone was so curious as to what this big conversation was that he had to have with us.
And this was like, again, what, 5-6 years ago now? Yeah. So, you know, we had probably a 4 and a 7-year-old at the time. Yeah. And he says, you have to have another boy.
First he said you have to have another baby.
Yeah, you have to have another baby.
Yes.
And we said, okay, why? He goes,
because that's
you
the
need,
perfect unit.
It's the perfect. You need 2 boys and a girl. Yes. And we already had the elder boy, and the girl has to be in the middle. Yeah. Like
that's his family. His ideal family is.
Well, that was his family, right? He had son, daughter, son. Yes. And yeah. So for us, we're like, we had son, daughter.
And he said, you absolutely have to have this.
You could do this. And I'm like, no, before, we had 2. Yeah. He said, we can have 3. Yeah. And we said, wait, but what about Amit, Sheena's brother? Yeah. He also had 2. Yeah. He goes, no, he already messed up. And we're like, I don't know what that means, but okay. What about your cousin? Yeah. He's like, no, she also messed up. I was like, wait, all these people have 1 or 2 kids. Like, what? We only have 2 kids. What's going on? What did they mess up? Yeah. Because the order is messed up. Yeah. We're like, what is the order? Boy, girl, boy. Yeah. You're the only ones who could still do boy, girl, boy.
Because we started with a boy.
Because we did it right. Yeah. And we're like, yeah, because your brother has 2,
like,
your 2
girls. There's a 50-50 chance here.
Yeah.
Right?
So we tell them, we're like, okay, they have 2 girls. The other one had a girl. And we're like, okay, but how do we know we're going to have a boy? Yeah. Because I'll tell you.
That was like, the most mortifying.
You're going to put your zip up again? Yes. So he says.
I'm going to go hide inside my clothes
He then says, if you I can't remember. Do you remember?
Yes.
Was there a moon involved?
He goes, a woman's cycle is very predictable.
Yeah. He had a
And-
whole science. He
Yeah, there was
stood
a
up and
whole-
pulled up a chart. He just jumped out of bed, unplugged like in the movies, tore off
pulled out
everything.
that pointer.
Yeah. He unplugged all of his cables.
No, he didn't.
He pulled out a pointer.
No,
he started
but he did
pointing
have
at
a
the
theory.
wall.
His theory was that if you know when you're ovulating,
Yeah.
and if you track your ovulation
Yeah.
and you
Like
use
3
day
days
1,
after?
day 3, day 5, or
Yeah.
like on the 3rd day or on the 5th
Yeah, it had
day.
to be odd
Yeah,
numbers.
it's like odd numbers.
There's a full moon
yield
involved?
this result, and even numbers yield
Yeah.
that result. So make sure you do. And he
On an
like
odd day. Yeah.
pointed his finger at you.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
"Don't touch her."
Don't touch her on the even days.
That was hilarious. It was
He's like, "You did-"
mortifying.
But he also had a positional theory.
Oh my god.
We won't share that. He shared it. It was very scientific. Make sure you're. I'll try to do it in a very. Make sure you're both facing the moon. Was his. But he was. He didn't
He
say
was
it that way.
Dead serious.
He was serious. Yeah. Look,
Serious.
on the 7th, outside, full moon, both of you looking same time. Do the needful. The family needs you.
It was crazy.
And then everyone outside, you hear like uncomfortable shuffles outside. We're like, hey, we're not doing it now. But if that would have guaranteed a son, he would have been like, now, both of you, go put on hospital gown.
no, I was all done. I'm good with 2 kids. Our family is complete.
You did not give him
But
his last
do you remember he kept saying,
request.
"Promise me,
Yeah.
promise
I was like,
me."
I can tell you,
Yeah.
we can try, but no matter all the things you're asking for, there's certain other forces in effect right now that are likely going to cause your wishes to not come true. And he's like, okay,
Keep trying.
we'll keep trying. I'm like, deal.
He
Yeah, that
kept
was his
holding
favorite
my
thing.
hand and saying,
Yes.
"No, you must promise me. You must."
Yeah. And she was like, Grandpa talking naughty.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. As an adult, do you take time to learn new things as often as you'd like? For me, what I've enjoyed most is learning about myself, and therapy has been such a big part of that journey. Therapy has taught me coping skills, how to set boundaries, and how to just be a better mom to my children. If you're thinking about therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, it's designed to be flexible, convenient, and totally suited for your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist. And you can switch therapists at any point at no additional charge if it doesn't feel like a right fit for you. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Sheena to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Sheena.
The sad part of the story. Goes through the surgery, survives the surgery, comes out the other side, and his willpower was like
He told
pretty
himself,
incredible.
"I'm getting
He's
better."
like, I'm getting out of this. And it's funny now in my life, I'm believing more and more in the power of the mind compared to when I was younger and ironically thought I knew more.
Yeah.
And he essentially knew that he was going to recover from the surgery. So he gets out of the surgery, like he wakes up, he's starting to recover, but he just wanted to go home.
Yeah. He was very much a man of routine. He liked his routine.
Yeah.
He loved his family. He knew exactly what he was doing. He had a purpose. Like he would get up and go to work every day. He had his particular like shows that he liked to watch and foods that he enjoyed eating and conversations that he enjoyed having. And he really lived by that routine, that habitual life.
And then they broke his heart.
Because they told him that he couldn't go straight home and that he had to go to
a home,
like a
rehabilitation
rehab
center.
And that was going to be about
Weeks?
like
months?
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And he said, no, I'm not going to do that.
He didn't want to go to a nursing home where they would take care of all of his bodily needs and he would have to be on this recovery. And it didn't matter if you tried to explain to him, like,
It was
you
temporary.
can't walk now. Like your hip, it's not get up and go home.
Yeah.
And I can't remember now how quickly he deteriorated after that.
From the
Or, like,
day that he realized
Yeah.
that fact,
Yeah.
it's like a light switch went
He
off.
just
and
decided,
he
he
said,
said,
I'm done.
that's,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm going from this place to my home, or I'm going from this place to my
other home.
Yeah.
And it was just like a crazy,
But he was like on the road to getting better. He came out
then
of
this
surgery and he
happened,
got better.
and then what did he get, an infection? I can't remember even now what happened, but I do remember not feeling like anything happened that was not
in his will,
His will.
like his control. He definitely wanted to do things on his terms. And that's the way he lived his life. He wanted life to be on his terms.
but not in an arrogant or
No.
it's the opposite.
Yeah, he was just very independent.
Yeah. And when they said you're going to do this, he was sort of like,
Nah.
I've lived a good life.
Yeah.
Everyone's settled.
Yeah.
I've seen my family grow. I've seen good. I've seen bad. I've done all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. And I remember my dad saying to me later, he said that I remember having this moment with my dad and I said, it's okay. We're good.
Yeah.
And
We were good.
Yeah.
It's hard, but we were good.
yep.
Like, it was a good end.
Yep.
Not everyone gets that.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
then we go home.
all this to get to this
tell
story.
you, we go home and we are like just, packing up his things.
Yeah.
But again, in a somber but peaceful way. It
Yeah.
wasn't an angry, it wasn't, you're sad, but still appreciative and you're thinking of stories and all of this.
Yeah.
And we start pulling out, you like take the shirts, the pants, whatever, and you're starting to pack them up. And
We opened
same
up one of
thing.
his cupboards and there was like, he liked this perfume or this cologne.
He consumed
he
it.
consumed it.
The company shut down after he passed.
So
He was
had this-
17% of their
He had
sales.
this favorite smell. It was Fendi for men.
Yeah, Fendi, I'm sorry, no longer. This is why
It's
you've
like
been
a
wondering what
particular
happened.
fragrance from Fendi.
Yeah.
And he used to bathe in it.
No,
After
actually-
his shower, he would close his eyes. He would like purse
Yeah,
his
shut
lips.
his mouth
And
also.
he would like all
Just douse
over
it.
himself. You could tell when he was the last one to use a phone. Because
Last
the
one,
phone,
didn't matter. You could tell who used his phone last. You'd be like, oh yeah, your right side of your face smells.
It smelled
like
of
him.
the cologne. Like
Yeah.
everything smelled
seat
of the
belts,
cologne.
everything.
And when we opened, and every time anybody would go anywhere, he would say, "Can you just bring me back one bottle of cologne
Yeah.
or 3 bottles of cologne?" And so we would, wherever we could find it. And it became harder and harder to find it. And then when we were going through his stuff, there were like 17 bottles
I know.
of his cologne, like stashed away.
Yeah, he just loved that cologne.
And he was hiding it from us.
Yeah. So we start putting his stuff away, and then obviously you get to the, at the end you get to the more formal clothes that are in little like suitor bags and things like that. So we open it and it's suits and things like that.
Yeah.
And you find these little belongings also, like a brooch with an initial or a ring or
Yeah.
I don't know, like a tie bar, just these little
Remember
things.
we found
cufflinks.
that bag of, it was like cufflinks or buttons, like really, really nice
Yeah,
buttons. And I
yeah.
turned them into bracelets for all my brothers.
Yeah, yeah. So we were going through those things. And so it was nice. We like finished all of that.
Yeah.
I think your brother still has, or one of his rings,
Yeah.
or like something that,
Yeah.
like nice mementos.
Yeah.
And then we get to the suits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we grab the suits and we start going through the pockets, right?
Yeah.
You want to make sure there's nothing in them.
Yeah.
We pulled out, like, I think about $5,000 in cash in different currencies. I was expecting different passports to pop out at that point. It was like Jason Bourne moment. Just in every suit, boom. Oh, here's 600 euro. Next wallet. Oh, damn, he has 40,000 pesos here. And the next one, oh, cool, 50,000 rupees. Next one, USD, Canadian. It was like I had an image of him just standing at the airport flashing tourists, being like, when they sell you watches, like with different currencies. So he had all this money. You're like, okay, things are getting interesting here. And then the
Yep.
pièce de résistance, we pull out a pearl-handled pistol. And I was like,
Dead.
Jason Bourne, 100% pull up the floorboards. This man's passports are here. For sure, there are passports. I wasn't even sure he had passed at that point. I was like, someone's going to pop out from a room somewhere.
Wait, I wonder if this is what it feels like when you're like you have a member in the Secret Service or in the, like,
No, this is better. This is the long con. For 50 years, we didn't know he was doing this. He was just slithering himself up and sneaking out of the house. Like, I thought there was a slide behind his bed. It's like the baby lotion just down to the basement. He has a car waiting. He's on missions.
It was crazy.
So I didn't know what was going on at that point. We're looking around. We asked your dad, like, hey, did you know? Like, he's in the Secret Service? And he's like, no, I didn't know. We're like, you knew. You must have known. He's like, no, I didn't know. I was like, I'll give you 50 pesos, 400 euro, and $1 in rubies.
And a Japanese passport.
A Japanese passport if you tell the truth. But we couldn't get it. We didn't break anyone.
No, he didn't.
So we don't know what to do. And we're like, okay, that was the last
Yeah.
thing we found. And we're like, okay.
And
The
he's
man's
like,
been walking around.
Yeah, and he's
every
lived
time we go to a Diwali party, he's packing heat. Like, why did he think when did he
get this?
Yeah.
Because he's lived all over the world at
We
this
didn't know
point.
what
we
was
have
going
no
on.
idea where he collected this, what he was thinking.
Yeah. So we were freaking out now. We're like, there are stories.
He also had a ring that he used to wear on his pinky finger. All of a sudden, everything
All of a
started
sudden,
to
it's like
click.
he has this ring. That ring probably has like micro something in it, like newspapers from like who actually committed heinous crimes. So we finished all of this, and now we're like, oh, we knew there would be some stories, but what do you do when you find a gun?
Yeah.
So we, my best friend growing up is a police officer.
Yeah. Also, side note, same best friend that would also helped us clean our vomit from the car last episode.
Yes. We went to his house. Also,
same guy who gave me the second place in
second place
Tetris
Tetris,
trophy.
who claimed self-proclaimed #1 Tetris player in the world.
Yes.
So I call up Peter and I say, hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I
what?
need you to be discreet about this.
But hold on till the end before you freak out. He goes, what? And I say, what do I do if I found a weapon? And he's like, what do you mean? Like, what kind of weapon? Like a pistol. He's like, you have a pistol? I go, yes, I'm holding a pearl-handled pistol. I feel like I'm in the game Clue right now. It was tiny.
Yeah.
It would, like, to give you, it was maybe 3 inches long by like 2 inches of a handle. It was like for a
this big.
children. No, it was small. You like fit it in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
I'm like, what do I do with this thing? He's like, why do you have a pistol? Is it loaded? I goes, I have no idea. Like, I don't know how to handle this thing. It's old. I don't, it doesn't look like what I see in the movies.
Yeah.
I already tried to do chick chick at the top. I thought the thing would fall out the bottom like in all the movies, but it didn't work. It did chick chick, nothing happened. I can't even, there's no chick chick. It's just a solid one piece.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, I'll take it, and then I'll take it to the station, and we'll see what we can find.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And we're freaking out. Like, we don't know what, like, what kind of bullets does this take? Yeah, what do you do? And he's like, no, it's not a big deal. And we said, okay, we felt comfortable. So we gave it to him.
Yeah.
So Peter takes the pistol back to the station. So in our defense, Peter took it. Okay, go ahead. And then what happened
Peter
at the end?
calls you
Yes.
like a couple days later and he says, you
Yeah.
It's a BB gun.
It's a BB gun. So he was
I
walking
look
around.
like such an idiot.
He's like, this is a very fancy BB gun that you have brought to me. And I'm like, look, why did you think her grandfather would actually have a pistol? You're a police officer. It was a test you failed. He just didn't like squirrels at all. So every time he got all slick, he got all like, softened up, went to the park and took out a few squirrels.
I had never, ever heard
None of us had ever heard or seen this thing.
We had never heard of him ever, like, making jokes about it, laughing about it. Like, it never, ever came up.
No clue.
And he told
Never
us so
heard.
many stories.
No
He
clue.
would continuously, over the last
few years of his life, I remember having moments where he would tell me, and I would sit with him, these amazing stories about his life, about how he started working with this Lipton tea company, about how he moved to Gibraltar, about how he came and brought his whole family to Canada. I loved hearing those stories.
Es por esto que hablamos
Es por
en
esto.
español.
Sí, sí.
So there's a lot of stories, but none about his hatred for squirrels.
Can't imagine that he would ever have shot at anything or anyone.
Well, he was surely prepared to.
Yes,
we know that now.
Yes.
Did Peter ever give us back the BB gun at that point? Maybe Amit has it now.
I don't know.
We'll have to check all of his suit pockets next time we see him.
Can you imagine?
That would be amazing.
Maybe he just took all the pesos and the yen and the rubles.
Of course he should have. That's
and
the
he
move.
put them in
and
his jacket pockets with the
that's
peso.
The move.
Let that be like this weird legacy that just keeps
in your
happening.
Family. Just pass it down.
Yes.
Your dad probably has the pistol now.
No, but if my dad has it, then we'll find it, and there's no
it has to be found by people that have no idea
of this story.
Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna go get a weapon and hide it in my clothing. I won't tell our kids. Just make sure they don't listen to this.
A fake weapon. Let's just be real. A fake weapon.
I want one of those that when you look so real, when you pull it, it says bang and a flank comes out. Got you, suckers. That's what I imagine. Param de shum. That's what I want. A gun that says param de shum when you shoot it.
But with a flag.
With a flag.
And it should it should go pew.
Param de shum.
That would be hilarious.
Imagine it was a lighter.
And just
like little lighters, but it was a BB gun. It was actually a weapon of sorts.
Yeah.
Okay, see? I told you.
Yeah.
You come with a good impression.
Yeah.
You will get a good episode.
Yeah, well, let's hope that the people like this episode.
It's not about the people. We like the episode.
Yes, this is true.
People will enjoy it if you enjoy it.
That's true.
And with that, I have to go.
Okay.
Life's calling me.
What's
a very airy song?
So one of my grandfather's favorite songs. जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा, ओ हमनवाज. न कोई है न कोई था जिंदगी में तुम्हारे सिवा, तुम देना साथ मेरा, ओ हमनवाज.